London Anderson. Forward, senior number 3, Natalie Ward. Defense, senior number 5, Captain Sarah Breckland. Midfield, senior number 6, Olivia Knoll. Defense, senior number 7, Greta Hackenmuller. Midfield, senior number 14, Ellery Bartels. Defense, senior number 16, Captain Mara Ganji. Forward, senior number 17, Kate Riley. Defense, senior number 18, Reese Berglund. Forward, senior number 19, Captain Lauren Rockford. Defense, senior number 22, Kirsten Lee. The Wildcats assistant coaches are Carrie James and Dylan Ron. The head coach of the Eagan Wildcats is Sherry Ekstrom. Ladies and gentlemen, your Eagan Wildcats. The officials for this game, the center referee is Jason Tarpinian. The assistant referees are Al Harkrader and Kip Kylan. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the national anthem will be played. The flag is located at the north end of Wildcat Stadium.
Good evening, Eagan sports fans, and welcome to Wildcat Stadium here in Eagan, Minnesota for tonight's soccer doubleheader, starting with the girls' varsity game featuring the Shakopee Spartans and your Eagan Wildcats. My name is Skip Newton, coming to you live from Eagan Stadium with my broadcast partner, as always, Nathan Cron. Nathan, it's another gorgeous night for soccer. We've been blessed there, and it feels like we just got this party started, and all of a sudden it's October 6th and we're at the season finale and it's senior night.
Well, you blink your eyes and fall sports seasons go so fast at a beautiful time of the year, and you blink your eyes and your little girls grow up to be seniors, and it's senior night here for the Wildcats. At halftime, we're going to be honoring our seniors and their parents that have done so much for them, and wish them luck as they move on in the future. But before they move on, there's a soccer game between the Shakopee Sabers and the Eagan Wildcats, and the section implications are huge for both of these teams.
Yeah, there's a couple reasons why I think this is a huge game, especially for our Wildcats. One, of course, you want to finish strong. You want to finish on a good note, play well, and that's going to be a challenge for the Wildcats because they are missing a few key players due to injury. Coach Ekstrom told us that all three of these girls who didn't play on Monday night against Burnsville, a good win for the Wildcats, will also not play today. They're hoping they can get them back for the section quarterfinals. Of course, that's senior midfielder Megan Carlson, sophomore midfielder Mallory Jensen, and then freshman midfielder Kylie Weisendonner. So three girls that played a lot, and that's significant. Of course, it's a deep bench, and Sherry's used that bench a lot during the season. So in that regard, it's a good thing that those other girls have gotten a lot of time, and they're getting some extra time here tonight. I love the all-senior starting lineup. That's the key. What are some other keys in order to pull out a victory to get that higher seed in sections?
Well, the Burnsville Blaze are we're struggling a little bit in the South Suburban Conference. These Shakopee Sabers are actually right at the same level as the Eagan Wildcats. If Eagan wins, they go to third in the conference. If they lose, they're going to get fourth in the conference, and Shakopee will be third in the conference. And so it's huge, not only from a section seeding standpoint, but also getting girls to be selected as all conference. All of these other things that are so important. I think the key tonight, Skip, is going to be, can the Wildcats put together passes? Can they control the ball, and can they keep it away from Bryant and Missman? Bryant for Shakopee has got 10 goals and 7 assists on the year, and that's the kind of player you got to keep off the score sheet.
Yeah, that was a huge thing that stood out to me as well before the game, as Shakopee works it down into the Eagan end, and that ball fires quite a bit wide. So for those of you watching on TV with us, thank you very much for doing so. It's been great to have you all season long. And that girl that we mentioned, Ella Bryant, number 10, is a midfielder. She's a senior midfielder. And like Nathan suggested, 10 goals and 7 assists, easily the number one threat on Shakopee's team. The next highest goal scorer is McGraw at 4 goals. That's Megan McGraw, a junior forward, wearing, I believe, number 44 tonight.
Wildcats coming out in what appears to be a 4-back, with 4 at the back, 1 in the center defensive mid, 3 pushed up, and then 2 forwards. So not quite a 4-diamond, not quite a diamond, but 4 midfielders. But those midfielders in the front end are going to be pushed up closer to the forwards to try to create some more creative play. One of the things that Coach Ekstrom did talk to us about, Skip, was the need to get a little more consistency in scoring, just scoring more often, more easily.
Yeah, and also looking for a girl to step up, or a couple of girls to step up that are underclassmen, right? I mean, that's not going to happen at the immediate time because there isn't an underclassman on the field. However, these underclassmen are all on the team for a reason, because they belong here. And there's no reason why they can't step up and make a big play. And that's what Sherry is really looking for them to do, because it's so crucial this time of year for just somebody to make that big play when you need it. Ganji shielding the ball down the far touchline. Spins and fires towards Matzek. A couple of interesting things just with the starting lineup. Of course, we mentioned it's senior night, so an all-senior starting lineup, which puts some new faces on the field that you don't usually see in the starting lineup. And it also means Coach Ekstrom has to get a little bit creative in where she puts these girls, because there's a couple girls not playing positions that they're familiar with.
Yeah, it's going to be a test. I mean, to be clear and honest, I mean, that's one of the things that you expect out of your seniors, is that you can step into that situation. You're mature, you're smart, you're well trained, you're well drilled, and you should all be able to step into and play just about any position on the field. And that's what Coach Ekstrom is going to require them to do.
Ball's going to be bounced in towards senior goalkeeper London Anderson. Of course, our viewers are not unfamiliar with her. She's started every game this season, started every game last season, so it's been a great 2-year run for Anderson as part of the Eagan Wildcats, basically only coming out a couple of times, once maybe each season, for the reserve goalkeeper Olivia Knoll, who plays that role willingly and excitedly for the Eagan Wildcats, just in case something should happen to Anderson.
And of course, Anderson coming off 3 clean sheets in a row, and that's, I mean, anytime at any level you put together 3 clean sheets, you and your defense are doing something well.
Yeah, in that regard, she's got 7 shutouts for the season, which is really nice, and the Spartans, in contrast, have 6 shutouts, so this could be a fairly defensive game, both teams yielding exactly 16 goals against. Spartans have scored a few more with 29 to the Wildcats' 24. We have our first foul of the game. This will be number 13, Mackenzie Norskog with the boot. Going to drop that in around the 18. She does. Headed out nicely by Brecklin. Booted right back in by Shakopee. I believe that one's going to skip off the turf for another goal kick.
Ball out of bounds off the Sabers. Goal kick for the Wildcats.
It's an all-senior lineup, and certainly you do have a few girls playing out of position or playing in positions maybe they're not as familiar with. But, so far in the early few minutes of this game, Skip, there has not been a lot of continuity in the build-up play here for the Wildcats. I think that's going to have to change here pretty quick.
Yeah, it's actually felt a little disjointed for both teams, just kind of booting the ball around. It's gone out of bounds a few times. We'll see if Eagan can string something together here as they get it into Shakopee territory. Back line, we've got Reese Berglund on the near side, the back right defender. Then, as usual, Mara Ganji and Sarah Brecklin in the middle. On the far side, Kirsten Lee, who plays a lot of left back defender. So that is not an unfamiliar position for her. However, at that back holding mid, number 14, Ellery Bartels, has played there a few times as well, so she's used to the middle of the field. So it goes to Lee, looking to get a cross in. Gets it knocked away. Nice step up there by Olivia Knoll. Brecklin looking to get it over to Bartels. Back to Brecklin, nicely done. Good pass to Rockford. Of course, she's easy to pick out with the red shoes. And here's Ganji. Scored the first goal against Burnsville the other night on a corner kick. Great way to get things started for the Wildcats.
One of the worst things in the world for a commentator is when players with orange shoes or red shoes or certain color shoes change cleats in the middle of the season, and all of a sudden you can't pick them out on the field anymore. But thankfully, thankfully she's kept those shoes the whole season.
My son did that to us one year. He of course, grew out of his cleats, and the new ones were not the shiny, bright yellow that we had grown accustomed to. And you start to really kind of rely on that when they're farther away. Throwing down the line, looking for Natalie Ward. Natalie stepped up with a couple of goals this season in the last couple weeks, so she is playing better.
Coach Ekstrom very complimentary of Natalie Ward and her effort and doing some of the things that she does. A lot of these forwards have some different skill sets, and Natalie brings kind of a unique skill set.
Here's a cross into the middle, not quite close enough. Lauren Rockford was trying to get in there. A good shielding by the Shakopee defense to prevent her from getting to that ball. That's a little subtle play by the defense that may have prevented a goal because the goalkeeper did not play that clean. So no shot as a result of that, but definitely the first scoring opportunity for the Wildcats. Well, I thought that was off of Shakopee, but apparently not, so they take the throw, and it's a long one. Way down in the corner. Ganji's looking to keep it there, and she'll just kick it safely out of bounds. Big throw into the box. Headed by the Wildcats. Unfortunately, that one goes out of play, and we're going to have our first corner kick of the game for either side. This one goes to the Spartans.
Off the Wildcats. It is a corner kick for Shakopee. This will be their first.
About 8.5 minutes into the game.
It is Ella Bryant, number 10, with the kick.
Still 0-0. Big kick goes in the middle of the box. Well placed. There's a header. That one goes up and off the football crossbar, so out of play, of course. This will be another goal kick.
It's
a very interesting alignment there by Shakopee. They did not have a lot of bodies committed forward. They crashed from the top of the penalty area towards the goal, but they had all four defenders well back. And it makes me wonder if maybe Shakopee is looking at this game setting up for something of a more of a defensive, in a more defensive way, because they did not commit players forward to the box for that scoring opportunity.
It's always interesting to see, how teams, look to get their players positioned. What kind of strategy are they putting in? What are their goals? A lot of times you can tell these things just by situations like that, right? How do they press the attack? How aggressive are their defenders moving up? The alignment that they start off with. We talked about the Wildcats going with a 4-1-3-2, a little bit different than the 4-4-2 that they've had quite a bit this season. And it's something that we talked about last game, where we felt that the 4-1-3-2 produced more attempts, on goal. It combination of that alignment, as well as you've moved a couple of girls that are typically forwards back into those middle the midfielder position, their nature is to attack because they're forwards, and I think that might help, generate some scoring as well, as this shot again goes well wide. And now we got a bunch of substitutions coming into the game. A handful of girls. Try to get those numbers for you as soon as we can. I know one, we've got Kate Cron back at the right defender position. Kira Waldrop as well back in at defense. Caitlin Matzik, number 13, up front. As well as Maddie Hobbs, junior midfielder, on the ball right now. She gets knocked down, no call.
Oh, that's a beautiful ball.
And Caitlin Riley in the game as well. Let's see if Matzik can track this one down. She can. It's cleared up by the defense.
Oh, unlucky that they were not able to get on the other end of that, Skip. That was a nice ball.
Through ball attempt there is thwarted by the defense. Brecklin, here's Rockford to chase it down. She's got a little space, time to control and see what she's going to do. Kate Cron making an outside run. Nicely done. Nice pass. Unfortunately, just got out of bounds before she could knock that forward.
I think Cron would like to see that one again. I think she'd like another chance at poking that one forward.
Eagan deflecting a couple of would-be passes here, but can't quite control it, as now it's back to the Spartans. Angie trying to track this one down. Shakopee going to play into the corner. Waldrop hustles over and escorts that one out of play. This will be a throw-in.
Substitution for the Wildcats.
I believe that's number 11, Yen Lee,
Jensen is in the game. Going off will be Olivia Knoll, number 6.
to throw this one in.
And so much for our pregame intelligence as Mal Jensen gets on the field. So I honestly did not think she was going to be in today, but apparently she was able to go.
So that's one less girl out with injury. That's what we like to hear. So instead of one down, 2 more to go, we'll call it 1 in, 2 more to go, or 1 up.
Nice play by Rockford there, being decisive. I mean, just blowing past the defenders and earning the foul.
Rockford has a nice combination of speed and physicality. Here's a tip towards the goal. The goalkeeper is going to come off her line to make that play. But as I was saying, I really like Rockford's spees again. Really struggling with that word. Spees. It might become spees the rest of this game now, just for fun.
That's great, spees.
Yes, we're going to make that a thing. Speed and physicality can be a deadly combination for the other team when she gets going.
I think she plays, if I'm honest, I think she plays best when she's a little bit angry. Body language, maybe she's been bumped or banged her a little bit. And I also think she plays best when she's very decisive. When she just says, I'm putting my head down and I'm going, and everyone else needs to kind of either work around me or work off of me, and I'll make this work and I'll be a playmaker. I think that's when she's at her best.
Nice run up by Cron here and a nice touch pass through. Unfortunately, no Wildcats making the run. You could tell she tried to take something off it so she didn't hit it too hard. She had good touch on that. There's no Wildcat making that run for her. This one's punched right back at the keeper, so she'll get another shot at it. It's Jessica Nigber, the junior goalkeeper for the Spartans. Nice pass over to Cron. Again, she steps up perfectly. Plays it deep. This one's knocked out of play. Another throw in, and Cron has a big throw right to the box to Matzik. Swung on and missed, unfortunately, by Riley. Ganji plays the clearing one out to Yen Lee. Nice move on the far side. Defense recovers. Ball's in play, but if you'll notice, and maybe you can even hear Coach Ekstrom, nobody's over there playing with her. She was by herself. She had no one to pass to, so Eagan got caught a little flat-footed there. Nobody was moving. Everyone was just watching the great footwork of Lee, which is entertaining. I'll give them that, but you got to go help her out.
Yeah, I mean, it's watching your teammates. it's death in soccer to ball watch, right? You can't ball watch, even if you've got the ball and your teammate has the ball. You can't be watching the ball as amazing as it is. Better yet, go back and watch the ETV replay on the YouTube channel or late at night on ETV, and then you can watch all the ball watching. You can do all the ball watching you want, but until then, got to be moving.
Brecklin up to Rockford, looking to spin her opponent. Shields it nicely. Or wait, that is not Rockford. That's Ella Logan into the game, sophomore forward. She's going to do a cross just off the pipe. So nice job by the goalkeeper, Nigber, to shut down that near angle. But I like the speed move to the baseline there by Ella Logan. Spartans will play it short. And then up the line, that one's knocked out of play by Kate Cron.
You know what I liked the most about that combination, Skip, was how fast it was. It was quick and it was decisive. And, you know, it didn't come off, but I think the Wildcats were really unlucky there not to earn a corner at least, as the ball did hit the outside of the post. But you know, if they keep playing like that, I think opportunities are going to appear.
Somehow that pass got through, but Ganji's there to make sure it goes no farther. Kicked out of bounds by the Spartans. We'll have a Wildcat goal kick.
Goal kick, Wildcats.
Do we know who is providing the majority of the ball girls today?
I don't know about the minority of the ball girls, but my understanding is that Wave Soccer Club is providing the majority of the ball girls today.
I said that word because looks like the far side is being provided by one of the parents.
Oh,
there's.
Oh yes, one of the usual suspects. I see. Yes.
Big shot by number 12 here, but that one's going to bounce harmlessly onto Anderson.
If I'm honest, I think Shannon just likes to be down in the field, and this is a great excuse for him to get down there.
Yeah, you can't argue with the view he's got. Nice and close. He does his job well, though. Let's not underestimate that.
Yeah. It's important to be good with the ball.
Nice touch pass there by Matzik. Here's a long ball played for Logan. A little too far, Nigber off her line. She seems to be a fairly aggressive keeper coming off the line, so that's something that the Wildcats are going to need to adjust to. Play more of those diagonal balls, keep the ball away from the keeper, and see if they can't get it in front of the net with her back on her line.
I wonder if Skip, she can be caught out right there. For instance, I think Kate Riley, no, it was Maddie Hobbs. Maddie Hobbs had the ball in her foot. Oh, it was Kate Riley. I'm sorry. Kate Riley had an opportunity there. I'll explain in a moment.
Pass to Matzik, a touch ball. Here comes Ella Logan trying to get there, just cleared off in time. Oh, we have an offsides.
No, it's unlucky. Just to finish the thought, Kate Riley had the ball about on the 30 or so yard line, and Nigber was a good 10 yards out off her line, 10, 12 yards off her line. She was out of the football end zone. If she's going to come off her line, it might not be a bad idea to put a few over her head or try to go over her head.
Yeah, that is the danger if goalkeepers come out too far, and she's still out there now about 10 yards off the goal line, which is fine when her team has possession like they do now. But like you said, if they're 35, 40 yards out and they've got a big leg, like several of our girls do, especially at the back line, they pop one up and over. It's really hard for a goalkeeper to backpedal and try to make that save while running backwards. It's one of the most challenging saves in soccer, in my opinion. So pass to Ganji.
Speaking of a girl with a big leg.
That ball is stolen by Shakopee. Passes it up to number 44. That's Megan McGraw. Good defense here. This ball just getting by Brecklin, but as usual, Waldrop's there to help out. Just a solid backline play by the Wildcats, really regardless of who's in the game. They shuffle their backline in and out a few times, depending on what combination Coach Ekstrom's looking for. But as a unit, she was talking about how she felt really confident in the quality of the back line. It feels like they're one of the best, if not the best, in the state. Here's Yen Lee with a nice run, great pass. Trying to hit Matzik on the far side. She does. Matzik's got Logan in the middle. She can get it there. Unfortunately, had two girls to go through and couldn't make that pass.
Yeah, I like the fact that she didn't get too deep. She just gotten into the penalty area and she was looking to get it to Logan. She didn't try to go all the way to the end line. I think that's an excellent play.
Nice recovery there by Cron in the middle. 50-50 ball won by the Spartans, but Brecklin cuts over to temporarily slow things down. Now they're going to switch it all the way over. Well done. Matzek hustling to provide pressure. Now Yen Lee does the same on the touchline, kicks that one out of play. But off of Shakopee, so nice play by Yen Lee on the far side to earn control of the ball. Into the game for the first time, number 20, Angelina Elaria Yin, freshman forward. She has a couple goals on the season. Back in the game, Natalie Ward as well.
Shakopee has, as we indicated earlier in the pregame, Skip, Shakopee has an excellent record. It's an excellent cross defense to prevent it from going into the net. But I was going to say, Shakopee has an excellent record. This is going to be a quality soccer match.
Great job there by Kate Cron, staying on her goal, staying goal side, and backing up goalkeeper London Anderson. London Anderson went for that cross. It was farther than she anticipated. But instead of the forward getting the shot on goal, Cron was right there to knock that one harmlessly away. Nice play by Brecklin on a bouncing ball to clear that out of the box. Now Eagan can push up. Good hustle by Logan. Brecklin, she's got Elaria Lynn. She's knocked down, and they're going to call that. We get a free kick around the 45 here.
Ella Logan was really making a run. I think if Ange Yin would have been able to just chip it a little bit forward to her, she hadn't been fouled, I think Logan would have been off to the races.
This one's deflected on the near side, controlled by Hobbs. Cron's got it. They're close together. That's tough to play. Got a little tight there. Oh, nice little play there by Ganji. She gets it back now, and she goes long cross. Nobody home for the Wildcats. Hobbs trying to control, but that one bounces off. Nice step up here by Lee on the far side.
Magnificent step.
Ganji pushed from behind. She wins control. Nice job of the body to control that. Ball's played over to the near side. Hustling after it is Hobbs, and that hustle pays off as it results in an Eagan throw.
I'll have to have a talk with Cron's parents and see if I can get her to back up onto that track and get a real running start for these throws.
Yeah, let me know if you need a phone number for one of them.
She's got a big throw as it is, but I think if she takes a couple of steps onto the track, she's going to get even more leverage. Long shot.
Perhaps a quick physics lesson can do her some good.
I think it'd be generous to call that a shot on goal, but if so, that's the first shot on goal for the Wildcats, and we're 24 minutes into this half.
Yeah, there's been a lot of play really in the middle third of the field. It's not like Shakopee is firing shots on, but here is an opportunity as they get around Waldrop. She's going to take a left-footed shot. She's looking for the corner just wide, so easily the best scoring chance for the Spartans there.
Shot for the Sabers.
Fortunately goes wide. The game stays scoreless. And as you mentioned, we're about 24 minutes in of a scoreless half. I'd like to see the Wildcats put some more pressure on here.
Great effort by Logan. What a hustle play to run that down and to flick it off the Shakopee player. Magnificent. I mean, that's the kind of play that you expect out of experienced varsity players. And of course, Logan, despite the fact she's a sophomore, was on this team last year.
And boy, getting that 1 year under your belt early makes a huge difference. It really does help. You're used to the speed and physicality of the game. Here's Natalie Ward trying to get it over to her right foot for a shot. She's surrounded by a couple of Sabers. Wall drop over to Lee. She's got nobody, so wisely just plays it back. Good Good safe pass there. Brecklin dropping back. So Shakopee not aggressively pressuring the back line, at least at this point, but really holding shape and playing in a pretty defensive manner when it's in the Eagan end. They break out of their defensive end with a couple of dribble moves, keep it in bounds, go down the line as they enter Eagan space, pass to the middle. They're stringing together a couple here. Eagan's got to regroup. Nice pass down the touchline on sides. Looking to cross. Tries to fake that and go around wall drop. Kira will have nothing to do with that. Plays that out of bounds. Nice defense.
You know, Skip, on the offensive end, you know, we've seen a gap develop between the defenders for Shakopee and their mids. It's not a huge gap, but it's a gap. And if the Wildcats can knock down a ball and get it to a girl who's facing the goal in that gap, they're going to have a shot from about 15 to 18 to say 15 to 20 yards out, and it's going to be a free shot on goal. I hope they can pick that out as the game moves forward.
Right now, step one is winning possession, so they can work it down the field. We haven't seen a lot of the quick, short passes by the Wildcats that have proved to be so effective in games past at working the ball down the field and you know, attacking together and staying connected. Hopefully they can get that going. Few substitutions coming to the game now, again, for the Wildcats. Looking for that right combination to produce some pressure.
Here's the lead, number 22. Going out, Angelina Illyria Yin, number 20. Ella Logan, number 15. Valerie Jensen, number 12. And Yen Lee, number 11.
I like the movement there. Matzik went one way and Rockford went the other way. Skip, that was pretty.
That was a good centering pass there. Unfortunately intercepted, but had that gotten through, Natalie Ward would have been in a great position to put a shot on goal. There she tried to one-touch that one into a teammate. Had the space to maybe take a touch. There's a much better one-touch pass. Well done. Good recovery there. Here's a pass to the outside. Nice run by Matzik. Unfortunately, just a little too much steam on that one.
Goal kick, Sabers.
I think Matzik could have reached the ball, but she probably would have had to run through the Shakopee Saber defender to get there, so that probably was not going to be a good idea. Discretion, the better part of valor in that case.
Big goal kick over the head of Hobbs. Angie flicks it back. Not her intent, but couldn't quite get up high enough, so it'll be a throw-in right about midfield. As number 13, Mackenzie Norskog, tracks it down. She'll take the throw. Nice play by Brecklin. Little dangerous there for Waldrop. There was some pressure by Sabers. This is that number 10 we talked about, Ella Bryant, the one with all the goals and the assists, so she's camped out right in the middle of the field. Crossing attempt goes in, nice diving knockaway there by Anderson, well played. Nicely controlled by Eagan as they clear it out to Ward. Let's see if a counterattack can happen. They try to go far to Matzik. She takes one right off the head, yet gets up and controls it. Nicely done. Tough play. She works it over to the middle. There's Ward. She gets shoved off the ball with two hands and no call. Wow. I'm not sure how that wasn't made.
Number 12 for Shakopee, Paige Brose, she had the ultimate I'm guilty look on her face. Her hands were up in the air as if to say, I'm sorry. Wow. I think, referees sometimes will miss things, and I think he was at a bad angle, so he wasn't able to see the two-handed shove, but I think his AR should have probably helped him out there a little bit.
Yeah, she literally stopped because she knew she committed the foul and was just waiting for the call.
Yes, yes. Wildcats. Oh, forgive me, Skip. I was going to say the Wildcats just need to string together some passes.
Here's Rockford. She's on sides, racing for the ball, trying to beat her defender one-on-one, see if she can get across her a shot. She does a speed move into the middle. Oh, it just gets by Ward. If she could have gotten a touch on that, she would have been in a great position to shoot. Now it's a Saber counterattack. Egan's got to hustle back. Long ball to the outside there, but nobody home for the Sabers. Fortunate for Eagan. An ill-advised pass there as she to space, yes, but had no one running to space.
Yeah, Sabers really bailed out the Wildcats there, Skip, as that pass was to space and there was no one there. But Egan's got to get back. They had a handful of defenders were back, but everyone else was getting caught forward, and that's just not going to get it done.
Rockford crosses that one into the middle. Matzik has it. I'm sorry, not Matzik. That was Bartels looking for Matzik.
Yeah, Bartels has got to put some air under that ball, let Matzik run onto it, but it was a good idea, just not quite the right execution.
Riley controls. Little hard there out on the far side for Lee.
Shots 5-1 for Shakopee, Skip, and that's not a trend line that we'd like to see if you're a Wildcat supporter. The Wildcats have got to get some more shots on net.
Especially considering the one was a gift. I mean, it technically, yes, was a shot, but not one that had any danger whatsoever of going in the net. Waldrop gets pushed from behind, no call. She plays it out to Lee, nicely done. Lee in a great position to help her teammate there. Waldrop kicks it up. This one's fielded temporarily by the Sabers and knocked out by Riley.
Yeah, you can't turn the ball over inside 30 yards like that. We got to, the Wildcats have got to connect passes. And right now, everyone was standing around. Kirsten Lee didn't have anybody to go to.
Nice control there by Ellery Bartels. She goes long and over the head, nicely done. Unfortunately, Sabers step up and make the play. There's Ganji to win it. Just as it was attempted to be shot forward, it's knocked off the foot of the Wildcat midfielder. Now stolen by Bartels. She's got Matzik, she's got Rockford. Rockford's offsides. It's going to be called as soon as she gets close. There it is. Easy call.
I'd like to see Lauren Rockford realize that she's in an offside position and stop running and let Matzik try to run onto that ball. I've seen a few of the boys do that this year, and it's a bit confusing as to why they are doing it, but I think she just didn't know where she was on the field.
I did like the run and the pass, though. I mean, they had the right idea. If she'd have been just a couple yards back at the start of it, it would have been a beautiful play. Nice pullback by Riley, kick back to Bartels. She's going to tap it over to Ganji, back to Bartels. Looking for something deep, she can't find it, so she pulls it back. Now Kate Cron's got to settle this one. Has no choice but to play it up in the air, unfortunately, to open space where there's nothing but a white jersey. Cron has it, controlled now to Bartels, to Matzik. Here's some of that short passing. She rushed that one a little bit, I think. Wasn't realize she was open, but fortunately, Sabres give it right back. Now this one temporarily held by Shakopee and played long by Ganji. Nobody home for the Wildcats.
Nobody making a run. I mean, that's a give up, right? I mean, that's I don't know what else to do with this, so I'm going to punt it long and we're going to reset, which, not the worst thing in the world, but you had possession of the ball. The Wildcats are just not communicating well, Skip. I don't, they're playing defeat when they should play long. They're playing high when they should play on the ground.
Here's a great ball to open space, though. Let's see if somebody can make a run for Cron. Little give and go opportunity here. Not quite executed the way we wanted. I liked the idea, though. So they're starting to make some good runs, and they're starting to work the ball down. We're seeing some better passing and some better attempts. I think this is trending in the direction that we want it to go. They just need to connect on a couple and get some good scoring chances. Nice block by Matzik.
Matzik's had some real tough balls and blocks this year. She's blocked several with her head or her face, and that can't feel good. I'm thinking that maybe she should try using some other part of her body, her back, legs, something else.
To her credit, she is fearless and she is physical, and she plays aggressively. In that aggressive play results in winning the ball when really you didn't expect that to happen. It's a nice trait for players to have because they can make things happen out of nowhere. Lee throws this one in. Ganji back to Lee.
And he's got to be careful. That ball almost did not come from behind her head. Just have to be careful.
Nice cross to Riley. Good control there. She's pressured from behind, trying to find somebody to pass to or create space for herself. She temporarily does. Passes to the middle. Looks like Logan over there. Nice play by Bartels, knocking it back to Ganji so they can maintain possession. They're going to reset back at the line with Sarah Brecklin. She's going to take a touch, get control, looking for options. Got Bartels. Has it up to Rockford. Nice touch out to Logan. Takes one touch. She's looking to cross or shoot. Unfortunately, did not get the hips turned towards her target. That is the number one thing that forwards need to do when they're coming down hard from the outside. You absolutely have to turn those hips. I'm doing it up here in the booth for those of you watching on TV as if you can see me, but you turn those hips to face your target, and that ball tends to go where you're facing.
Well, as you've indicated at the end of the Burnsville game, Skip, the Wildcats have won or tied. They have an unbeaten 10 of their last 11, and they've got a 3-game winning streak. So they're getting hot at the right time. They just need to get some goals.
Nice pass again down to Logan. Let's see what she does with this one. She pulls it back. I like the choice. Good help there by a teammate. Yen Lee, nice cross. Goes in. The goalkeeper's out. Can't control it. Wow, an aggressive play there by the keeper. She did not have a free shot at that ball. Riley trying to control. Does. Fakes to the outside. Brings it back to Ganji.
Notice when Riley has her back to the goal, there's space. If one of her teammates would just step up to her and call for the ball,
nice
Riley would be able to
pass.
play it backwards.
Oh, here's a touch. Rockford trying to get there, and just there in the nick of time is the goalkeeper, Nigber. A great attempt at a short ball to set up Rockford.
Nice play by Enning. I mean, next time Riley or one of the Wildcats gets the ball about 15 to 20 yards out and their backs to the goal, watch, there's no one behind them. If they could just drop it off to one of their teammates would have a clean, and you know, yes, there's people there, but they'd have a clean kick or a clean shot on goal.
So you mentioned number 21, Olivia Enning, came into the game. I missed that substitution earlier. She's a sophomore, scored her first goal of the season last game, so that was an awesome goal for her and a great play right in the middle of the box. We're down to the final 2.5 minutes of a scoreless half. Eagan starting to mount a little bit more pressure here in the last few minutes or so as they've started to connect some more passes in the middle. It feels like they're just a little more active, a little more aggressive to the ball. There's a prime example there as Lee steps up to head that one.
Lee's never short of aggression. She's absolutely that kind of player.
Wow, good speed there by Rockford as she almost sniped that ball off her foot. Kate Riley, unfortunately, gets just a little too much on that touch. But it'll be another Eagan throw down to the 38th minute. Long ball for Rockford. She's one-on-one with a defender. Wins the throw. This will be Lee. Hits the wide open Ganji. Good choice. Ganji over to Riley. She knocks it out to Kirsten Lee on the far side. Good physical play to keep the defender off of her. Takes a left-footed shot. It stays wide. I believe Kirsten Lee is left foot strong. That is her dominant foot, so that's why she plays on the left side a lot. So that was a nice setup, but couldn't quite get that turn. Would like to see her really turn that. She might have been able to kick it off of the Saber defender for a corner kick, or maybe she just finds a way to sneak it into the middle for potential goal-scoring opportunity. Bounces overhead of the Saber. Nice pass by Lee. Ganji controls. Good decision there. Back to wall drop. She goes long. It goes through everybody. And as usual, Nigber off her line to field that. She's regularly picking up that ball at the, well, really like the 15-yard mark of the soccer field.
If the Eagan forwards can make some diagonal runs and get an extra step on their defenders, they're going to have an opportunity because she's going to come out.
Through ball attempt here. Eagan defense got back, so it didn't go through. Pile drive over wall drop. This one is called. I'm a little curious as to what number 44, Megan McGraw, was arguing there. It looked like a fairly obvious two-hand forearm to the chest.
Yeah, two-hand into the chest. I mean, I think, you get 90 days 90 days in the Huskow for that on the street. I mean, that's just, it's assault. It's all right. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's a foul, but it's a foul.
But for the most part, a clean first half. Not a lot of fouls called. Certainly nothing that was super aggressive. Not a lot of shots on goal. I mean, we got up to 4 for Eagan. We got 5 for Shakopee. Maybe a couple that were considered really good shots on goal, but the number of elite scoring chances was very low. So no surprise, a scoreless half between the Shakopee Sabers and the Eagan Wildcats.
Well, Shakopee played very well, I thought, in the first half. They had some of the same challenges that the Eagan Wildcats did, which is, they just could not get anything in creatively in the attacking third. And the Wildcats did not string it together enough passes. When you saw them stringing together those passes, you saw success, and you saw them move the ball down the field. But they need to be just a little bit better, communicating, and need to take care a little more with the ball.
All right, we are set up for senior night here, so we are going to not take a break, at least right away. Did this last year and just did a little reading straight off the old senior celebration thing here. And I'm just going to go through these independently of what you see on the field. But number 1, the goalkeeper London Anderson, of course, senior, been here starting for 2 years. She has a favorite food of baked ziti. That's interesting. I'm just reading some interesting things here. I love to talk about these. Her favorite soccer memory is when we watched Miracle the night before section championship. This is last year, saying this could be us, and then they went and beat Rosemount. So I do remember that. I remember those girls getting together and watching that. I remember it because I'm 99% sure that was at my house. So there you go. And after graduation, plans to attend college and study psychology. So that was number 1, London Anderson. Next, we're going to go to number 2, Megan Carlson. I'm going to go in numerical order here. Megan Carlson is a midfielder, and her pregame ritual, she likes to jam out to songs and wear pink pre-wrap. Her favorite soccer memory is winning sections last year. I think that might be a theme here as we go through it. I don't know. And after graduation, she plans to attend a college or university. I'm going to slow down and let the field catch up here. So that's Megan right there with her parents.
Megan Carlson's favorite food, the Korean barbecue pizza from Pizzeria Lola, is epic.
Is it?
Epic.
I am always open to trying new food, so I'm glad you caught that.
Number 2, Megan Carlson. Number 3, Natalie Ward.
All right, number 3, Natalie Ward. Favorite pregame ritual, getting hyped to music. Favorite soccer memory is growing a second family. So that is awesome. I love that. Her favorite food is, her dad's spaghetti with garlic toast. And after graduation, plans to go to college in Wisconsin and become a dentist. Oh, a dentist. Nice. My wife is a dentist. Sorry about that. All right, number 5, Sarah Brecklin is next. Her favorite soccer memory, going to U.S. Bank Stadium her freshman year and winning sections last year. Her favorite food, freshly baked Krispy Kreme donuts. And after graduation, plans to continue to play soccer and study in the medical field. So a couple of medical field here as well. Sarah Brecklin. Number 6, Olivia Knoll. Likes to listen to pump-up music in the car before games. Her favorite soccer memory was winning the section championship against Rosemount last year. And favorite fruit is Swedish fish. And after graduation, she wants to go to a large university and be a baller. Her major is undecided, which is totally okay because you're not even in college yet. So no rush there, Olivia. All right, next is number 7, Greta Hackenmuller. Her favorite pump-up song is You Ready by Migos. Her favorite soccer memory, playing night games with my teammates featuring Olivia Knoll's amazing driving skills. What is she going to miss most about high school soccer? She's going to miss the people and the friendships formed on the team and the bus rides back and forth, especially after winning a game. And she wants to study abroad afterwards and major in communications and media. Next is number 14, Ellery Bartels. Favorite soccer memory was winning sections last fall. Her pregame ritual, eating popcorn and blasting music on the way to the game. Popcorn, an interesting pregame meal. I like that. Favorite food is ice cream. I think I have a lot in common here. Popcorn and ice cream. Excellent. After graduation, she wants to major in biology at either Gustavus or UW-Madison. So good schools. Good there. Next is number 16, Mara Ganji. She likes to drink a Celsius before every game. Her favorite soccer memory, big surprise, is going to be beating Rosemount in the section championship game last season. Favorite food is pizza. And she's going to miss the most is all her new friends she makes on the team and playing against club teammates. So she likes playing against her club teammates. Interesting. And then she's going to play soccer at Colorado State University Pueblo.
Her parents are Bill, Robin, Susan. Her pet is Millie. Her plans after graduation, she says.
So next, I believe, is Kate Riley. She's going to go to a 4-year college and study marine biology after graduation. And her favorite food is steak. Nice.
All the girls in the team, they are like my sisters. Number 17, Kate Riley.
Oh, yep, there we go, Kate Riley.
Number 18, Reese Berglund.
All right, number 18, Reese Berglund. She always eats 2 hours before the game. She has a favorite food of mac and cheese. She's going to miss the friendships that are made on the team. And after graduation, plans to go to a 4-year college. Her favorite soccer memory was went to a pasta feed and played Ghost in the graveyard with Coach B. Next is Captain Lauren Rockford. She likes to take a nap and eat an apple before a game. Favorite soccer memory was beating Rosemount last year to win sections. She's going to attend Gustavus Adolphus College next year and play soccer. So she's already signed on to play soccer and run track and major in biology on the pre-med track. So exciting future there for Lauren Rockford. Favorite food is apples.
Number 19, Captain Lauren Rockford. Number 22, Kirsten Lee, a defender.
I believe the last one, or one of the last ones here, number 22, Kirsten Lee. She likes to eat a sandwich and blast music as a pregame ritual. Favorite food is chocolate-dipped strawberries. Sounds good. Her favorite soccer memory, dressing up in school for a game and seeing your teammates dressed up as crazy as you are in the halls. I do love the pre-game pictures that they tweet out. That is awesome. And she plans to go to college next year. Of course, that's undecided at this point.
I'm sure there are parents around Eagan that wonder what in the world their high school girls are wearing to school and whether that's actually been officially sanctioned. But, you know, it is. It has been.
It must have been, one of the games this week, it must have been pajama night. so yes. That was pretty funny. And then finally, I should mention team manager Abby Wickard. Her favorite soccer memory is the team meals after practice or before games. Her favorite food is fried rice and scallops. Ooh, yum. For those of us doing back-to-back games tonight, not eating dinner, that sounds delicious.
It does.
And after graduation, she plans to go to school and get a degree in something she's interested in. Always a wise choice as well. So a big group of seniors that we ran through here on senior night at halftime. And it's similar to last year. So that'll be a lot of shoes to fill going into next season, but we're down to at least a couple of minute break here, so we're going to step away. We'll be back for the second half here at Wildcat Stadium. For Nathan Cron, I'm Skip Newton. We'll be back in just a little bit. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium here in Eagan, Minnesota for the second half of your Eagan girls varsity game against the Shakopee Sabers. My name is Skip Newton, joined to me as always by Nathan Cron. It was a fairly defensive first half for both teams, as less than 10 combined shots on goal, just 4 for the Wildcats, 5 for the Sabers. What do you think is going to happen in the second game? Are they going to open it up, or is it going to be more defensive soccer?
If I'm honest, I think, based on what I've seen, I think Eagan wants to open it up more. I think they want to open it up. Will they? I don't know. We'll have to find out. I think Shakopee is very comfortable where they're at. They're playing good defense. They're committing to making sure that Eagan doesn't have a lot of good opportunities, and then they're hitting quick on the counter. And I think if that's the style of play that they want, that's the style of play they had in the first half. If I was Shakopee and that's what I want, I wouldn't change anything. Eagan, on the other hand, has got to do more to create offense in the attacking third.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I would like to see Eagan play for the win. I think it can do a lot for the team's confidence, and I think it could potentially earn them as high as a number 2 seed in the sections, which would be, fantastic. It's a challenging section, especially with Rosemount sitting there. They don't get stuck with Lakeville North from the South Suburban Conference, which is nice because Lakeville North is a very good team. But they'll still have their challenges, and then hopefully they pull things together. They've got a nice unbeaten streak here of 5 games, I think, coming in, and only 1 loss in the last 11 or 12. So after the rough 1-3 start, they've really pulled things together. I think the reason I want them to win this game more than anything is the confidence factor. It's like they know right now Shakopee's sitting above them. They've got a good record. Beating them, that really gives them going into the section play, hey, we can beat a good team. Big boot by Waldrop, getting it down. Rockford putting the pressure on immediately. A nice play here to get it deep right off the start for the Wildcats.
That's one way to generate offense, is to boot it long and send your fast forwards forward and just crash hard. Lee should take more. She has more. She should get that down closer.
Here's Waldrop. She's going to take a long cross. Good communication there between the back defender and the goalkeeper, Nigber, as the back defender, just as she was about to head the ball, ducked her head, so the goalkeeper clearly called that off, so well played there. A nice cross by Waldrop. Unfortunately, doesn't find an Eagan forward. So really, these crosses, they're going to have to keep it farther away from the goal if they're going to want to get a shot, because Nigber has been extremely aggressive coming off her line.
Waldrop put that into touch. I think she had a lot of room and time. I kind of wondered if she maybe would have been better off taking just a touch to keep that in and try to find Hobbs in the midfield or somebody in the outside of the midfield.
That, or she wanted to blast that thing all the way out of the stadium and make her dad go chase it down.
That's the better excuse. Clearly.
Boys varsity starting to gather in the stands before they start to prep for their game. This is game 1 of a doubleheader for varsity soccer here between Eagan and Shakopee.
The Eagan High School Boys and Girls Booster Clubs would like to thank the following for their contributions to our soccer program. Our platinum sponsors are Eagan Arms Public House, Eagan Hockey Association, the Wave Soccer Club, Elite Feet Training, Minnesota Orthodontics, and Summit Orthopedics. The gold sponsors, Birchwood Dental, Rami Cormont at Coldwell Banker, Divine Salon, Dunn Brothers Coffee, John and Melanie Willie at Edina Realty, North Oaks Splash Soccer Club, and the Urgency Room. And as we already mentioned, Wave Soccer Club providing ball kids except for at least one corner of the stands.
It's the ball in the middle. This is a potential shot, but Riley wins that one. Nicely done. Could have been dangerous there for the Sabers.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that or not, but the Sabers had 5 players back. They were in the offensive third, Skip, but they had 5 players standing within 5 yards of the 50-yard line. Shakopee is locking this down defensively. Wildcats are going to have to come up with something to unlock, something creative here.
Well, when they hold all those girls back, it creates a large space in front of them, and I think that's where Eagan needs to plant, at least one of the 2 forwards, have one on the back line, but have another one, drop back a good 15 yards. into that open space and make it an easier pass up. Quick clear there by Riley, right back to Shakopee, as now they're starting to move the ball down to the Eagan end. Up and over everybody there. London Anderson wisely comes off her line, makes the easy play. Nicely done. That ball was played in by one of the back defenders, so actually stepping up and making the play. This one gets up a flick attempt there by Eagan. Doesn't quite work. Here's a long ball trying to get it through to Logan.
I think I would like to see Jensen take that touch and just keep, take it to the outside and let more of her teammates get closer. I like the aggressiveness.
Well, one of the strategies to keep it away from the goalkeeper is to work the ball down in the corner where the keeper can't get there, and try to get to that goal line. Maybe you can kick it off a defender for a corner kick, or you can now, by being on the goal line, you're forcing the keeper to stay close to the goal line, and then you can play it back for somebody coming in from the 18. That might be one strategy they could look to employ. Unfortunately, that touch gets away from Cron.
I honestly don't think I've seen that very much either on the boys or girls side, Skip, this year, where a team is committed so substantially to the defensive play that they're in the ball's in the attacking third. It's even in the penalty area, and they have 5 players basically at midfield.
Nice defense there by Eagan. Now here's that space we talked about. Let's see if they can exploit it. Up to Hobbs.
Hobbs has got to get rid of it.
She had 2 defenders closing in on her. Rockford checks back as she was, or not Rockford, I'm sorry, Logan. There's Rockford with the red shoes. So we got Rockford and Logan, the 2 forwards, putting in kind of the speed lineup up front.
I think if you can get the ball to those girls in a position where let them run onto it, I think we're going to be okay. But with the Shakopee keeper, Nigberg, being so aggressive off her line, that the window to drop that ball in, Skip, is very, very, very small.
Yeah, it almost takes the perfectly timed. There's a shove from behind. I don't know how that's not called. Ganji returns the favor, and of course the retaliation gets nailed every time. And she looks at the referee and says, "Yo, what about the first one?"
No, that's Mara Ganji sending a message that, hey, if you're not going to call it against, you're not going to give me the benefit from it, I'm not going to let her take the ball away from me and get away from me. And giving up a foul, 60, 70 yards away from goal, that's not a big deal. This is a big deal. There needs to be somebody there to play defense for the Wildcats.
Great speed recovery there by Logan. She kind of came out of nowhere. Eagan looking for a play the ball on the ground call. Dangerous play. No call is made. This ball is deflected out of bounds.
Body language and vibe right now not good for the Wildcats. They need to get something going here.
The throw-in is headed out nicely. Be another throw, but a little bit farther outside the zone. Ball drop. Heads it again, and deflects that would-be pass. Shakopee brings it back.
Wildcats not fast enough to defense. I mean, they're just not pressuring the ball enough.
Here's Yen Lee, surrounded by 2, still wins the ball and goes up the touchline, finds Logan, good control there. Now she dribbles to space, goes to the middle. She's got Ganji. She's going to go long for Riley. Unfortunately, plays it off her hand. Bad luck there. I mean, she played it with her foot and it just bounces up and catches her hand. Starting to generate into a little bit of an opportunity there for the Wildcats, as Riley was pretty much all alone at the middle of the field. Instead, we'll have a big free kick here for the Sabers. Riley plays that up. That's Bartels chasing after it. Or Jensen, I'm sorry, Mallory Jensen, my bad.
Cron caught in no man's land there, needs to make it be more decisive.
Sabres split the 2 defenders, but Ganji's there to prevent them from splitting a third. A couple of substitutions coming into the game for the Wildcats. Kirsten Lee back at defense, replacing Yen Lee. So I can just continue to say Lee at left back, and I won't be wrong, so that works out well for me. Matzek trying to spin her defender. Well played by the defense. Rockford pressuring. Here's a cross. Big collision at the middle there. No call. There's a long ball. Looked like it was wide, but dropped in the hand of London Anderson. I liked the non-call there because as Kirsten Lee ran up, she stopped and let the defender hit her, and the defender, or I'm sorry, the Saber fell down because, I mean, Kirsten Lee just had a size advantage and was able to hold her ground. It was a nice play, but she didn't aggressively run over her. So
that's right.
Nice body control there by Kirsten Lee. That's a big play there. If that's called, if she trucks her over and that's a foul, they're in a position to shoot. So nice decision. There's a dangerous opportunity for the Sabres, potential one-on-one, but Eagan recovers quickly. London Anderson plays it long. She's got Rockford trying to control with the body. Touch gets a little bit away from her as she fires it into the Eagan bench.
And Rockford playing in the midfield now, Skip, with Matzek and Logan up front.
We talked about that at the beginning of the broadcast, where a couple of girls still out injured. No Megan Carlson, senior midfielder, and no Kylie Weisendonner, a freshman midfielder. So you're missing a couple of girls that have played a lot of time in the middle. So that means other girls have to step up and play those positions. And in Rockford's case, not one she usually plays, but she's adjusting well. And like we talked about, here's a long shot, and it's a great save by London Anderson. I think that one had the corner written all over it. A fantastic one-handed save by the senior goalkeeper, preserving the 0-0 tie. Eagan will gladly take a corner kick out of that one.
Shakopee's best offensive scoring chance of the night. Best chance for either team. And again, the vibe right now, the body language for the Wildcats, not good. They're not firing on all cylinders.
Here's a header, and that one's going to go into the corner. Nicely played. The corner kick goes right into a perfect spot, and it's one-timed off the head for the goal. The Sabres jump out to a 1-0 lead here with 29 minutes left to play in regulation.
Well, you could see it coming, right, Skip? I mean, you could see it coming in part because I don't know that I saw a single green player leave their feet. I don't see that anybody got up for that ball. I think Shakopee did, and the Wildcats, the Sabres did, and the Wildcats didn't, and that's why they lead now 1-0.
Egan's going to go deep again. Long one by Waldrop. Unfortunately, all the way back to Nigber. I think that ball needs to be more down towards the corner. Keep it away from that goalkeeper. Goal scored by number 20, Claire Helgamo, for the Sabres. Let's see if Eagan can generate some offense here and get this game back to a tie. Oh, Logan aggressively going after the ball. She can't win that one. Kirsten Lee pressuring, forcing the turnover. Number 44, Megan McGraw with the goal, the assist to number 20, Claire Helgamo. So Helgamo took the corner. Number 44, Megan McGraw with the goal. That's her 5th goal of the season. She is the 2nd leading scorer for the Sabres.
Claire Helgamo, the time 50-53.
Waldrop controls the throw from Lee. Nice pass into Hobbs. Pulls it back. Well played. Back to Ganji. Here's Waldrop. She's going to go all the way across. Olivia Knowles there. Olivia Knowles waited for the ball. Unfortunately, Sabres didn't, and they win that one.
Didn't have to cross it there. I mean, didn't have to send that across. I mean, we had possession. Could have kept it.
Hobbs, nice decision. Speed move, splits the defenders. Now she's trying to find Matzik through. Unfortunately, too strong there.
I think Matzik's going to start that run much earlier. She has to just assume that Hobbs is going to slide it through. And if Hobbs doesn't, then she has to reset. But she's got to make the assumption start earlier.
The other option there is Hobbs can get a little selfish and try to put that one on target herself. Yen Lee coming up the right side, trying to get that pass before it gets out of play, but she can't. Brecklin over to fire that one up near the middle. Bouncing, Lee trying to control. She's got support if she wants it. She uses it, well done. Ball drop to Ganji, out to Lee. Bouncing ball, hard to maintain. Good pressure by Eagan there. Shakopee works it all the way across the field. They're going to take a long shot. London Anderson has plenty of time to use her quick feet to get in front of that ball. Well played, making sure there's no way some goofy bounce can get by her. Big punt to midfield there. Ward gets pushed from behind, and that one is called. A little bit different. A quick restart into Hobbs. She's going to dribble past a couple of defenders. She needs somebody to pass to. She's got nobody right now. Many defenders on her. She goes into the corner. Ella Logan trying to win possession. She forces a deep throw in. See if she can get across here. She can't. They'll try to execute that again.
That's not gonna. If that's not gonna work, Lee's got to put air under this and put it into the 6.
They can somehow get a long cross. Yen Lee is on the far side of the field, standing there all by herself.
Wildcats turned it over again.
They get it back. Here's Ganji. She's going to go long, looking for Matzik, looking for some sort of a bad hop or misplay or a deflection. Can't quite get there in time.
I like that ball though in. The ball in from Ganji in was nice.
Here comes the Sabers on a counterattack. Through ball. Goes all the way through. Nobody there but Eagan. Brecklin had that one defended well. Anderson picks it up. She's going to roll it out to wall drop. Over to Yen Lee, who's on the far touchline. Good spacing there. She uses a speed dribble to get by one girl. Tries to go up the line. Unfortunately, deflected out of bounds.
Looking up the field, all the Eagan forwards are running away from her. No one's making a diagonal run. I'd like to see some additional diagonal runs, some runs across the field, as well as getting depth to give Lee somebody to go to, somebody to pass the ball to.
Ball drop to Ganji. She's pressured quickly. Lee trying to control with the body, gets away from her. Now Shakopee putting the pressure on. This is number 10. She's going to take a long shot with the left foot. That one's going to go off the football crossbar and through. That was leading scorer Ella Bryant. It's a good left foot shot from about 30 yards out.
Exactly the player the Wildcats don't want shooting from 30 yards out.
Nice hustle back by Logan there. Noel has it, deflects it over into the area of Logan. I think she thought Maddie Hobbs had that. Now this one goes off the leg of Waldrop. Eagan down to 23.5 minutes here to get that game-tying goal. But first they need to get it out of their end. A long throw into the box. This one's going to be headed out of bounds farther down. So deep corner throw.
She's completely unmarked, Skip. That can't happen.
Long shot. Fortunately, she didn't, I'm sure, did not hit that the way she wanted. It fell plenty short, so an easy hop there for Anderson. Of course, she gobbles it up. No rebound is had. Eagan looking to get something up the field. Playing quite a few long balls here. Here's Noel. Back to Lee. Got Matzik, that one-time pass towards Noel. She fights for possession. Nicely done. Angie looking up, checking back as Logan. She's going to come wide to Kirsten Lee. She's got it. And play it down to the corner. Nice run by Hobbs. Great communication. She pointed where she was going. She made a good run. Lee saw her and delivered it. Unfortunately, it went out of play. But that's the right idea. That's what we want to see Eagan do. Good diagonal run there by Hobbs. Now she gets it back. She's got Ward in the middle. She's trying to get a shot. She gets pushed off the ball. Passes it through. Matzik, unfortunately, it just doesn't go towards her. It goes towards Nigber, off her line yet again.
Well, despite starting the half very, very slow and being really dominated in most play, Wildcats are showing some signs of life here, Skip. I mean, they're getting it into the Saber end, and that's step, as you said, step number one.
I think Matzik thought that was going to be our throw-in.
Both teams for the Wildcats back in the game. Mallory Jensen, number 12.
Got a few substitutions coming into the game. Kate Riley and Mallory Jensen. Hilaria Yin also into the game for the Wildcats.
Back in the game, number 12, Paige Brose.
Wildcats are going to have to do something here, really, that they're going to have to do something creative here in the attacking third. With as many players that Shakopee has back playing defense, Skip, they're not. I don't think the kick and chase, I'm not sure the boot ball is going to work. Despite their great athleticism, I think they're going to have to find something else.
They've had some success getting the ball, into the attacking third and working it into the middle of the field. I think what I would like to see is somebody look to shoot the ball from distance and not look for that perfect goal scoring opportunity where you're 10 yards out and you can slam it home. But let's put a shot on from distance and try that. It's something we haven't seen yet today. And maybe you catch Nigber off her line, or maybe you just put in the perfect shot, or you get a rebound, something to change things up. Nice job winning that one on the side. Unfortunately, turned over. Shakopee has it. They're going to go up over the top. Ball drops there, passing it up to Ganji. Ganji playing a lot of that holding midfielder position, of course, vacated by the injured Megan Carlson. Or Maddie Hobbs playing that position a lot earlier in the season, but she's playing another one, maybe because Megan Carlson is out. So shuffling things around a little bit. We're down to the halfway point of the second half.
Wildcats are going to have to mark very tight. They're going to have to mark very, very tight because the Sabers are putting lots of passes together. And they're really taking advantage of the fact that Wildcats just aren't as aggressive defensively as they need to be.
Going to have a substitution here. Kirsten Lee coming out of the game. Kate Cron coming in for the throw-in.
You've got Enning and Yin at forward. They're going to have to start working together. Somehow there's got to be, it can't come up just from the midfielders, the defense booting it forward. The forwards are going to have to work together to create a shot or an offensive opportunity.
There's a good ball by Ganji. All the way across on the ground to Yen Lee. Eagan gets knocked off the ball there. Creative little flick there over the head of Eagan, but controlled. Back to Ganji. She's going to go forward, trying to find Hilaria Lynn. Here's an opportunity. Maddie Hobbs trying to get in a shot. Puts one on the ground. Unfortunately, Hobbs couldn't get a good strike on the ball, as she was in a great position there. She got close to the 18, right in the middle of the field. That's exactly the kind of place we want to be. She was being pressured, and man, that kind of pressure can make it really hard to get a good strike that she needed towards the corner. Here's Ganji, nice control. Nice pass up to Hilaria Yin. Hobbs dribbling through traffic, gets through one, gets through two. Nicely done. Now she's got a through ball, two through, and she looked up like, oh, I knew it. So that is definitely not what she was intending. Punt here goes off of Hobbs. Controlled by the Sabers. Oh, and a misplay over on the touchline, and that's going to result in a throw-in, so a bit of a break here for the Wildcats.
Wildcats have to show some urgency here, too. 17 minutes and change to go. I mean, they're going to substitute here, so we're going to see some changes, but the Wildcats have got to start showing. I mean, they've got to play like there's 5 minutes left rather than 15 minutes left, because I think that's the state they're in. So they're going to have to do something to change this up right now, because like I said, there's almost like a malaise that's falling over the stadium, the team right now, because they're just not connecting.
Reese Berglund came into the game back at right D, replacing Yen Lee. Hobbs to Ganji, she has to go deep with it. She was pressured immediately. Eagan trying to win this one to get something on to goal. Here's Cron, nice control there. Nice pass down the line. Yin chasing that down. Shakopee takes no chances.
And Cron's got to put this into the mixer. She's got to put air into the mixer and look for Jensen or Riley.
We've got Reese Berglund coming up deep from her deep right spot. Unfortunately, doesn't get over to her. Here's Brecklund. She plays it on the ground nicely. Unfortunately, right to Shakopee. I thought she had her teammate over there. Coming way up. So we're seeing the Eagan defenders stepping up into the attack, which is absolutely the right decision. Controlled over on the far side by Shakopee. So I'd like to see more of that once we get it down deep. Let's put the pressure on with our back line and try to create some chances that way. Keep it deep, keep the pressure on. You're more susceptible to a counterattack, but I think at this point, down a goal with 15 minutes of play, you got to take a few more chances. Cron keeping her outside. Unfortunately, it's kicked off her foot for a corner kick. Of course, the last corner kick that Shakopee took resulted in the only goal of the game. That goal was by Megan McGraw, number 44. The header off the corner from number 20, Claire Helgamo.
Cats have got to get off the ground here, Skip. They've got to get in the air to win this ball.
This one's taken by Mackenzie Norskog. Big high ball, but that one's closer to goal, and London Anderson, nicely done. Catches that one in the end zone. Rolls it out to Berglund.
Too much pressure by Shakopee, not enough ball control by the Wildcats.
Push, no call, but we've seen that missed before, so I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, I can't say the center referee has had a lot of. We've seen some inconsistency. We'll say it that way, but at least he's inconsistent. He's consistent in his inconsistency.
Which is easily the most frustrating thing, I think, for fans, coaches, and players is the lack of consistency. By this point of the game, they've adjusted their play to what they believe will be called, and then things get changed for no apparent reason.
Wildcats have got to get towards the midfield line, midfield stripe. They've got to get to the midfield stripe with possession of the ball before they can unleash it. They can't just punt it out from the back line and into the mids and hope good things are going to happen. And this is going to be another corner given up. That's a mental mistake.
Yep, that one just played off. It looked like it came off a little bit awkwardly off the foot of Berglund. I mean, it definitely had some spin on the ball. She was just trying to clear it for a throw-in, so here's the big corner into the middle. This time Egan's all over it. Nicely played. Several green jerseys were there to play that one. Of course, we've got one Eagan girl with the ball now. That's Enning, yes.
I like how she's directing traffic with her hands.
And I like how she was possessing to try and allow her teammates to catch back up. I mean, she was basically a 1-on-4 So no chance of doing anything. Yin's got the same problem here as it was 2-on-4. Unfortunately, they can't control. We'd like to see them forwards get the ball and then pass it back to a midfielder. Oh, here's a nice pass in the middle for a shot. This one's blocked. Cleared out by the Eagan defense, but not out of play. One timed towards the net. I think if the Saber striker there would have realized she had as much time and space as she did, she might have at least tried to settle that with one touch, but instead chose to fire it in. So this will be a goal kick for the Wildcats.
So Rockford and Ward are going to come back in. Two seniors going to come back into the forward positions for the Wildcats, and Wildcats are going to need some senior leadership here. They're going to need somebody wearing a captain armband to do the business for them today, because right now there's just not that cutting edge that they need to have to be successful.
.5 minutes to play, so there's time for that goal, but the clock is definitely not in the favor of the Wildcats. Trying to come from behind here. Ball gets by Cron. Here's a quick shot. Nice save by Anderson.
She's got to start going long with it, Skip. She's going to start having to pump the ball and getting it up the field as quickly as possible.
This one's going to bounce to several players there. Up to Rockford. Fortunately, she's all by herself over there, but forces the turnover. Hobbs has it now. Nice dribble move. I'd like to see her pull it back and try to shoot. Unfortunately, she gets it knocked away. Offsides here.
Eagan should take this quickly.
Whistle offside. Shakopee is the call.
Waldrop will take this, and she's going to go long. Deflected out of play. Kate Cron with the throw. We're down to 10:20 remaining. Big long throw, getting down near the box. Ward was hoping that ball went over the head of the defender. It did not. Ganji touches that one over to Bartels. Played on the far side. Down to Natalie Ward deep in the corner. Let's see if she goes back with it. Now the cross. Got another opportunity if she can get possession. Goes on the ground. Controlled by the Wildcats, looking to make that pass. We need a shot. Unfortunately, none will be had. And now it's Waldrop, the only defender back. Eagan trying to recover, but yet keep it in. Nicely done. Now here's Brecklin. That one's deflected out of play. So Eagan has the ball down where they need it. They just need to get a shot on goal. Slightly misplayed, but still wide enough to prevent any danger. Cron's got time to settle. Passes it up to Hobbs. Out to Rockford. Back to Hobbs. If she can get there in time. She cannot, and it's deflected off of her for a goal kick. 9 minutes left.
Still time for the Wildcats. There's still time, but right now, as you said, Skip, you can't score if you don't shoot, and they're not putting any shots on goal. Bad shots, good shots, high shots, low shots. I'm starting to sound like a Dr. Seuss book. You've got to get shots on net, and right now we have virtually no shots on net here, even in the second half.
Hobbs might be in a position to shoot, and she will. She takes a long one. I like it. Unfortunately, it goes high and wide.
Shot for the Wildcats. Maddie Hobbs, number 10. It is out of bounds.
But it was a shot.
The Wildcats are being outshot on the scoreboard 14-7 right now, and a number of those aren't even finding the net, or they're not on goal. So Wildcats absolutely can't afford to waste any more opportunities. They've got to get the ball toward Nigbur as fast as possible and hope something good happens.
There's another opportunity. They bring it in the middle of the field, try to weed that through traffic, but there's just too many white jerseys there to do that. It's too packed into the middle. Good control there by the Wildcats. Unfortunately, the turnovers, they tended to get it to Kate Riley. Eagan still trying to keep it in that end.
Shakopee's going to possess it on their half if at all they can.
Cron's going to win this one. Nice header. Surprisingly played by Shakopee instead of taking the throw in. Now it's up to Rockford. She's got space. She's going to go long for Natalie Ward. It's going to go through. Unfortunately, Nigber off her line, and that is the exact long ball that I think we have to stop playing. It's just not working.
No.
Nigber is too aggressive off her line.
Yes.
They can't play that one into the box.
Yeah, Rockford had another 15 yards of green grass in front of her turf, and I would have loved to see her just dribble and attack the box herself. I like the unselfish play, don't get me wrong, but we're down to 7 minutes in the game, and we need a goal.
And I think when teams are struggling offensively, they tend to look for the perfect shot, like the one where you can't possibly miss. And you almost become your own worst enemy because it becomes nearly impossible to get that opportunity. Now, Natalie Ward has this deep. Let's see if she can get some sort of a corner kick. Unfortunately, she can't.
It's a tough break there for the Wildcats. I thought Ward definitely put in the effort to earn a corner. It just didn't come off for her.
Now that long ball was a good long ball because it wasn't at the front of the box where Nigber could play it. That is the key. If anything to the middle, she has literally played them 100% of the time. So they need to go to those corners. It's amazing. I don't think we've had a corner kick. We had a corner kick? No, we have not. Not one.
Wildcats have not had a corner all game. I think you use the football numbers, Skip. I think as you look at the camera and look at this shot we have, if you play the ball at the football numbers or outside, that's where Nigber's not going to be able to run it down.
Outside the hashes, as it were. Yeah, out near the numbers. I like that.
So I like that ball in, but no one was moving in a green jersey.
Shakopee hustles back to win that one. Now they control. Nice play by Cron to intercept that pass. Rockford's going to misfire it towards Hobbs. Hobbs trying to recover and does. Now Rockford has it. Let's see if she can make something happen. She's got at least 2 girls to defeat. At least gets the throwing out of that, so well played.
Wildcats have to move for Cron here. Give her some targets.
Throwing it into a slew of players here. Ward. Here's Hobbs trying to win possession. She's bodied off the ball. She deflects that one. Trying to get a shot. She's partially open is, I believe that's Bartels. Tough to see from this distance.
Eagan not pressing the ball. Nigber's going to stand there, waste 15 seconds.
That's Matzik, my bad. Matzik on that one. .440 to play. Nigber's going to give this one a boot. It's going to bounce by everybody, except for Waldrop. She's going to boot it right back. Ward's got space if she can quickly bring that down. Unfortunately, it just hopped too high into the air. Unlucky break there. She had the space, but the ball took a monster hop.
I'm going to make a prediction here, Skip. Before the end of this regulation period, the Wildcats are going to have a legitimate good scoring chance. Just going to have to see if they can get it in the net.
We'll see if Dr. Seuss can turn into Nostradamus here. I like the prediction. I'd really like it if it resulted in a goal. Nice outside ball to Cron. That's a great pass. Cron trying to find Rockford down the line. She's got speed. She's not going to let that one get out. Let's see if she can recover in time. She knocks it away. Unfortunately, there's nothing but defense. Oh, and a break for Eagan there. A little miscommunication by the defenders as one defender was facing the right direction and had an easy clear. But it was kicked out by the other girl who wasn't facing the right direction. This is going to give a throw-in, so let's see if Eagan can capitalize. Kirsten Lee with the throw. Unfortunately, doesn't get it to Ganji, who was the target. Now we've got a potential break here, but Waldrop wins that speed battle easily. Over to Brecklin. She's going to circle around and just misfired, trying to find Yen Lee on the far side.
Opportunities are far too precious for the Wildcats, and they're missing it. Whether it's a throw-in that goes right to the other team, or if it's a switch pass that ends up going, well out of bounds, it just can't happen.
Brecklin back to Waldrop. Hard pass up. played off a few girls here as Eagan trying to control. Oh, nice jab forward. Oh, and we're going to get a call. I thought it was a great play by Ellery Bartels. Shielding the ball, winning it. A nice little jab kick up to a teammate, but we're down to almost 2 minutes left. Here's a nice steal.
Take your
by
space.
Hobbs.
Take your space.
She's being pressured from behind, looking for a teammate. She's got two breaking. Unfortunately, there's that long ball up the middle. That one either needed to go to feet to a forward checking back, or it needed to go to a corner. Ganji has it. She's going to go high with it. I don't think that was her intent. Nicely settled by Eagan. There's a pass to feet. Unfortunately, it's off of Rockford to the defense. Ganji heading it forward again.
Wildcats have got to be the first to every ball with 90 seconds left. There's no room for error anymore.
Here's Yen Lee. She's going to play a long ball into the box. Rockford was there if that one got past the defense. Nice stretch there. I think just watching that, I pulled something. Good defense here by Eagan as they're putting the pressure on, keeping it down. Here's a long ball into the box. Rockford racing for it, trying to win that one. Collides with the goalkeeper. That doesn't surprise me, only because time is of the essence. Lauren Rockford's an aggressive player, and she wants to win that ball. No harm, no foul. We're down to 45 seconds. Now Eagan's just going to have to throw everything they can just in the general vicinity of the Sabers' goal. Once they get possession, it gets down to the Eagan end and things are in trouble. That's a bad touch. Fortunately, works for Eagan. Pass to Hobbs. She shields it off. Nicely done. Back to Ganji. She's got pressure from behind. She's going to have to get rid of it. She goes right up the middle. And there's Nigber again.
Well, I think the lesson coming out of this game, Skip, is going to be that the Wildcats, need to make sure that they recommit themselves to defense, recommit themselves to intensity, getting off to take on crosses, doing all the things that made them successful over the last 12 games, 11 games, and they did not do those things tonight for me. There were moments and stretches of good play, but there were just not enough shots on goal, not enough continuity, not enough creativity in the attacking third. And, Coach Ekstrom's going to have a little work to do this week getting them ready for sections.
Yeah, this was by far and away the least effective offensive attack that the Eagan Wildcats have had in quite some time. I mean, even in the games, where you think back to games where they got beat by more goals, against like Lakeville North, they still generated some more scoring opportunities, even if it didn't result in a goal. And it just felt like today, Nigber was never really tested. I mean, the best shot or two we had went wide. They weren't on goal. Otherwise, everything on goal was an easy save for her. The long balls just up the middle weren't working, unfortunately. And the Sabers, they weren't all that better. To be frank, offensively, they got a corner kick and capitalized on it, whereas Eagan generated 0 corner kicks. I don't even remember if that's happened all season long.
Yeah, it hasn't happened all season. I can guarantee you that. And I can't understand. I think you're right. I think Shakopee did not exactly light the world on fire in the offensive end either. But what they demonstrated was that if you play really good defense. If you play really good defense and you're compact and you're tight and you're helping each other on defense and you're not giving up opportunities to speedy forwards, you can be successful in the South Suburban Conference. Shakopee just won the soccer game.
Yep, they definitely earned that one. They take advantage of the corner kick, and that is the result of the game. So a 1-0 victory for the Shakopee Sabers. That is the end of the regular season for the girls varsity soccer team. We'll find out where they end up in the section. We'll find out what their schedule is and who their opponent is. The goal here, of course, is to get a home game, and hopefully that home game will be covered on Eagan TV. Of course, that will be tweeted out by Eagan TV and retweeted by both Nathan and myself, so keep an eye out for that, and we'd love to have everyone aboard. We will take a break here before the boys soccer game, which is coming up in about 20 minutes. So stay tuned for the doubleheader. For Nathan Cron, I'm Skip Newton. We will be back in 20. Have a good evening, everyone.